everyone calm down. Does everyone want to take a seat? It's good to see you all again. Definitely. Yeah, okay. So does anyone need anything? Water, coffee, anything? I see you guys got coffee already. Okay. Yeah, I have bottled water if you want some. Yeah, it's like, what time is it? Yeah, see, too late for coffee. I'll never sleep. I'm just doing water. Yeah. Okay. So, everyone kind of tucked in and ready? Yeah. Do you guys need a blanket? Yeah, here. I have this really soft blanket. Here. You guys use that. Of course. Okay. So, I know all of you guys. My name's Matty. Welcome back to Book Club. I'm really excited that you guys are here. And today, basically, all we're going to do is we're going to choose the next book that we're going to read. So, I brought 6 books. I know we talked last week about kind of the genre that we want to go with. So I brought a variety. But I think between all of us, we'll be able to pick something, hopefully. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so, so basically, everyone here, we're just going to try to decide on what book we're doing. I'll go through them, kind of give you a quick synopsis on them, and then we'll pick and we'll get started. Sound good? Okay. Before we start, I just want to say thanks for coming back. I really enjoy these, so any questions? Okay. I know. Yeah, I know. I won't keep you guys too long. Okay, let's get right into it. So, the first book is 13 Reasons Why. Did you guys watch this on Netflix? Yeah? Okay, cool. Everyone? Okay, so what do you guys think about reading the book? If you've already seen it, some of the suspense will probably be gone. But, there's always way more detail and depth when reading a book. So, do you want to just... okay, let's do a raise of hands. How many would even entertain the thought of doing this? Okay, well, let's just go over it really quick, even though you guys saw the show. Sound good? Okay. So this is 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. And, of course, most of you guys will know this show became really popular on Netflix. Kind of took over the world for, 3 weeks? 3 weeks to a month, I'd say. And since you guys already kind of know what it's about, I'll just read the back, the really short one, just to kind of refresh your memory. So it says, Clay Jensen doesn't want anything to do with the tapes Hannah Baker made. Hannah is dead. Her secret should be buried with her. Then Hannah's voice tells Clay that his name is on her tapes and that he is, in some way, responsible for her death. All through the night, Clay keeps listening. He follows Hannah's recorded words throughout his small town, and what he discovers changes his life forever. I know that this show got a lot of backlash. It's a really touchy subject. I really enjoyed the show, and the things that a lot of the critics were saying that it was doing, I didn't get out of that, but it's all perspective. So anyway, I think it'd be really interesting to read the book. Number 1 New York Times and international bestseller. Comes in 37 languages. And this says, you can't stop the future, you can only rewind the past. The only way to learn the secret is to press play. So, I'd be down to read this. I don't know, what do you guys think? It's let me see. It is 288 pages. So it's like, I mean, you could read this in a day if you really wanted to. Easy read. Let me take that back. Probably not an easy read. It's very heavy, the subject matter in it, but you know, as far as length, it's fairly short. Yeah. What do you guys think? Let's just vote at the end. So I'll just go through them and then let's vote at the end. Does that work? Yeah. Yeah, that'll take some pressure off of everyone. Okay. Yeah, I like the show. I haven't read this yet though, but I mean, you know, it's subjective. It's all about your perspective on certain issues and how you digest entertainment. That's what I think. Okay, so yeah, so that's 13 Reasons Why, and we'll go through them again at the end and when we vote. Okay. Okay, so the next book is kind of a biography, but it was written by her, so it's more of a memoir. And I know we talked about wanting to do this style of book, and actually this is one of my favorite people in entertainment, period. So this is called My Voice by Angie Martinez. And is anyone familiar with Angie Martinez here? One of you? Okay, that's fine. Really quick, so she is a historic radio personality in New York for Hot 97 and now Power 105, which are two predominantly hip-hop radio stations, but they are the radio stations in New York. So, you know, not so much anymore, but back in the day, it's so weird to say back in the day, but, you know, in the 90s and early mid-2000s, breaking records on the radio was everything. And she had a huge part in this, so if you don't know about her, Google her. She is absolutely amazing and has led an incredible life. Anyway, this is called My Voice. It's a memoir that she wrote. So, there's a lot of quotes on the back that I'll read to you. It's pretty cool. What do you guys think about reading a memoir? I know, you know, normally we do fiction. Okay, so, the foreword was written by J. Cole. And then on the back, there's some quotes that I'll read you really quick from really big artists. So the first quote is by Sean J.C. Carter. So Jay-Z, his name's Sean Carter though. And he says, conversations with Angie are always straightforward and in the moment. She interviews how she lives her life, openly and honest. After everything she has experienced and everyone she's spoken with, this is just the first half of her story. It's the right time for her memoir. She is a pioneer. And that's from Jay-Z. Jennifer Lopez says Angie Martinez is a true friend and supporter of artists. She's a businesswoman, a philanthropist, and a true champion of our culture, who has forever altered the landscape of radio and hip-hop music. That's pretty amazing. Let's see. Nicki Minaj. It says, I just love the way Angie Martinez handles herself in interviews. She's the hip-hop Oprah for real. That's funny. And then let's see, Pharrell says, whenever New York has an opinion, Angie has always been the voice of reason, the voice we were waiting for to ask the right questions. So as you can tell, anyone who's anyone has probably been interviewed by Angie. She does amazing interviews. You can even just look up on YouTube, just Angie Martinez interview. She's done everyone. She had a famous interview with Tupac that was never released. I think she said that she has the tapes. I watched some of her media rollout for this book. She did a tour, of interviews and stuff. And there's a famous Tupac interview that she did before he died that I guess is amazing, but it's never been leaked or put out. So it's kind of cool. But anyway, I think this will be a really interesting read. So I'll open it up really quick and just read a quick segment in the dust jacket. So it says that Angie shares stories from behind the scenes of her most controversial conversations, from one-time President hopeful Barack Obama to superstars like Mary J. Blige, Chris Brown, and describes her emotional, bittersweet final days of Hot 97. Let's see. In her current reign at Power 105.1, and for nearly 2 decades at New York's Hot 97, Angie Martinez has had one of the highest-rated radio shows in the country. After working her way up as an intern, she burst on the scene as a young female jock whose on-air Battle of the Beats segment broke records and became a platform for emerging artists like young Jay-Z. So anyway, I think a lot of people would say for at least New York music, she was kind of a backbone of where it is now. So, pretty amazing. And then throughout the book, there's photos of, her live, and then people that she's interviewed, just stuff like that. So I think that's really cool. This is photos of, I don't know if you can see that, this is photos of the Tupac interview. It's pretty amazing. And then just, pictures with a lot of people. But anyway, I think this would be really, really interesting. That's just me. Okay. Cool. Want to think about it? Yeah, and we'll vote at the end. Okay, cool. Okay, so the next book that I wanted to show you guys, I think is really, really interesting. And it's by arguably one of the greatest minds ever to ever roam the earth. So this is Stephen Hawking. This is the illustrated A Brief History of Time, the universe in a nutshell. And this is a beautiful copy. Really thick hardback. Do you guys know about Stephen Hawking? Okay, cool. So I'll just read the back really quick. So it says, in his accessible and often playful style, Stephen Hawking takes us to the cutting edge of theoretical physics and guides us on his search to uncover the secrets of the universe. Copious 4-colored illustrations help clarify this journey into a surreal wonderland where particles, sheets, and strings move in 11 dimensions, and where the original cosmic seed from which our universe sprang was a tiny nut. So, I'll just give you an example. It's a lot of science. I think this kind of stuff is super interesting. So, for instance, this section is on black holes. So he goes into black holes and that kind of stuff. The arrow of time. So, this is gonna be more educational. It's not necessarily, obviously not a novel, but I think it'd be really, really interesting. Okay, it doesn't look like anyone's excited about this one. That's okay. That's why I brought a variety. Okay, it's all good. Okay, so I'll put this over here. It's okay. Okay, guys, so I got 3 more books to go over, and then we'll make a decision. Everyone okay? is, we could probably do this tonight if you wanted to. It's very short. And it's another more intellectual genre, you'll see. But this is How to Think Like Da Vinci by Daniel Smith. And I'm really, really inspired and interested in Da Vinci. Again, one of the greater minds in history. So, the back is really vague. I'll read a little bit inside, but basically it says, be inspired to follow in the footsteps of history's most diversely talented individual as you learn how to seize your opportunity, innovate and experiment, imagine the possible, keep things in perspective, and unite art and science. So I mean, that's pretty much what I do throughout the day. So that's why this stood out to me. Okay, here, I'll read this inside. It's a short synopsis of the book. So it says his two most famous paintings, the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper, are the most parodied and copied works of art ever, securing Leonardo his unique place in Western culture. But while Da Vinci is best known as a painter, to pigeonhole him as such is to do him a great disservice. A true polymath, he was among other things also a sculptor, architect, musician, mathematician, engineer, autonomist, cartographer, and a botanist. Wow. Da Vinci was a great innovator. He managed, for instance, to conceptualize flying machines and concentrate solar power, as well as make important discoveries in anatomy, civil engineering, optics, and hydrodynamics. In writings, drawings, and scientific diagrams covering thousands of pages, he bequeathed a body of work that made a virtually unparalleled contribution to the knowledge of later generations, gathering together the philosophies and analyzing the careful honed skills of history's most talented individual. This inspirational book. I mean, to me, that's like heaven. I love that stuff. So when I was flipping through this, it's the book is called How to Think Like Da Vinci. So it's not really a biography of him. It's going into his thought process and then making it simple. So like this chapter just says study. The desire to know is natural to good men. So, this says Leonardo da Vinci writing in his notebooks. So it's gonna kind of go into what he did and then make it relatable into how we can use that in real life. But this is only 184 pages. Like that's easy. It's a thin book. It's an easy read. So we can do this tonight or like in a week or something. That's easy. Alright. Okay, cool. So I'll put this over here, and then we only have two more, and then we'll make a decision. Okay. Does anyone need to take a break or anything? Are we good? Are you good? Okay. I'm just gonna get a drink of water, if that's okay with everybody. How's everyone feeling? Yeah. Okay. What's your favorite book so far? What do you think? Yeah, the Angie Martinez one. What about you? Da Vinci, probably because it's short, huh? For sure. Okay. So 2 more books. Let's do it. Okay, so the second to the last book is a long one. But it's on one of my favorite people in history. And every single person here has an iPhone, I see. And we wouldn't have those without this guy. So this is called, pretty easy. It's just called Steve Jobs, by Walter Isaacson. And there's young Steve Jobs with the first Mac. history of people who influenced the world theme, like we talked about earlier. Now, this is a longer book, as you can see. It is, let me look. It is 620 pages, so it's a little longer in length, but I think still manageable. I think any book is manageable if you're interested in it. So there's not anything on the back to read, but inside the jacket there's a short thing. Actually, it's not very short, but I'll just read the first paragraph if that's okay. Just kind of get a feel for it. Okay, so it says, from the author of the best-selling biographies of Benjamin Franklin and Albert Einstein, this is the exclusive biography of Steve Jobs. Based on more than 40 interviews with Jobs conducted over 2 years, as well as interviews with more than 100 family members, friends, adversaries, competitors, and colleagues, Walter Isaacson has written a riveting story of the roller coaster life and searingly intense personality of a creative entrepreneur whose passion for perfection and ferocious drive revolutionized 6 industries: personal computers, animated movies. I don't know if you guys knew he pretty much started Pixar. Music, phones, tablet computing, and digital publishing. So, there's been a couple really great movies about him as well. So I think we're probably all a little bit aware of things that he's done. But 620 something pages. I'd be really interested to know more about him. And let me look at the publishing date, because I want to say 2011. I don't remember. I don't remember when he passed away. Was it around there? I don't remember. Anyway, because I was thinking that this came out after he passed. I don't know. Anyway, and then I love this. This is from Apple's Think Differently commercial in 1997. This is such a great quote. It says, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." I love that. So anyway, I think this would be a really interesting read. And it's, longer. A couple of these we could finish in a week. This one might be a month. Who knows? Everyone can read at their own pace, though. There's no pressure. What do you guys think? Okay. Cool. So yeah, that's Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson. Okay, so the last book is kind of staying with the music genre, because we've kind of had a theme of people who have inspired the world and changed the world at some point, and I believe this book that this book is about changed a lot about a certain genre of music. So we've already talked about him a little bit, but so this last book is called Decoded by Jay-Z. Back, it's Young Jay in Marcy Projects, I believe. So what Decoded is essentially a book where he talks about his life, of course, but also there's a lot of his lyrics, they'll put a whole verse on a page and put stuff in bold, and then on the side he'll put annotations of what those really mean, because of any rapper ever, he's one of the best at making it poetry and making things mean other things, and a lot of metaphors and a lot of stuff that's just collection of lyrics and their meanings that together tell the story of a culture, an art form, a moment in history, and one of the most provocative and successful artists of our time. So, and that's Marcy in Brooklyn. And so there's a lot of photos and a lot of stuff like that, but then it's like, let me find one here. Hold on. Let's find, I'm trying to find a song that you guys might know. Okay, here, I'll just do this one. Where'd it go? Where did it go? Okay, so for instance, this is where he goes into breaking down and decoding the lyrics. So this is a song called Blue Magic featuring Pharrell and produced by Pharrell. It was on the American Gangster soundtrack. But basically what happens is this is the song. Okay, and then see how it's in bold? Then they're numbered. And then over here he writes little paragraphs about what each line means. And so if you're a Jay-Z fan or even just a music fan, it is just a phenomenal way to understand music more. If that makes sense. Yeah. And he's married to Beyonce, so I mean. So anyway, this is Jay-Z Decoded. Okay. Alright, so I'll go through them really, really quick and then we'll make a decision, okay? Alright, so the first one was 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. Okay. Next was My Voice by Angie Martinez, her memoir. Okay. Then next was the Stephen Hawking book, A Brief History in Time, The Universe in a Nutshell. Okay. Then, the next one was How to Think Like Da Vinci, by Daniel Smith. If we pick this one, we might as well pick another one too, because, like I said, this is a very quick read. Okay. Okay, so then the next one was the Steve Jobs book by Walter Isaacson. And this is definitely the longest one, just so you know. Okay. And then the last one was the Jay-Z book called Decoded. So what do you guys think? Yeah, take your time, for sure. Yeah, I mean, while I was going through those, I came up, I said, like, if we pick the Da Vinci one, that's a really fast read, and then we could pick a longer one. Do you guys want to do that? That might be cool, kind of to knock two books out. You guys want to do that? Okay, so we'll do the Da Vinci one, and let's finish that by the end of the week. Can we all agree there? Cool. Okay, and then what else? What did you guys like? Me too. I mean, I'm down for any of these. Okay, so then it's settled. We're gonna do the Da Vinci book, okay, and then we're gonna do the Angie Martinez book, her memoir. Awesome. Those are kind of the two I wanted to do anyway. Okay, awesome. Okay, let me put this down. Okay, well, I won't keep you guys any longer. Thank you guys so much for coming. It's an honor to lead this book club, and I look forward to hearing next week what you guys think about the Da Vinci book.